Not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, said the Lord of hosts. Not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, said the Lord of hosts. I'm Elijah, and this is the program that you're listening to. Now, not by might nor by power. This is the message that the Lord God gave to me to give to you. And you'll find that in Zechariah chapter 4, verse 6, boss. No, I tell you, read Zechariah chapter 4, verses 4 through 6. Make it real. After you get back in the Bible, forever covenant, understand what the forever covenant was, and the Lord God comes to you. And I'll get you 300 copies. Just send out 300 copies. That's all you gotta do. So, of course, you know this is the first day of the week, and I have the dreams for you, man. One dream I had, dream about the Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz. Now, it wasn't a whole movie or nothing. It just was the like Dorothy character and Tin Man character and stuff like that. And so you gotta find, say, the Wizard of Oz meanings. They find the meanings of the Wizard of Oz, what these things mean in them. And they have a lot of meanings. Say the lion, what the lion mean, what the witches mean, what the scarecrows mean, what the Yellow Brick Road mean, the meaning of Dorothy, what the Tin Man means, what the colors mean something, something also red and white because she had on red and white, and Dorothy dress has on the color that she had on. The wizard meaning and the flying monkeys meaning. So all these things have meaning, and that's what came in the dream, to find out the meaning of these things. I haven't got deep into it yet because I know some of the meanings already of these things. Yeah, because you're going through prophecy. So when you go to prophecy already, if you're going to prophecy and you're doing it right, you know what some of these things mean already. But the other things you might have to dig a little deeper in order to get the meaning of it. So, of course, you know, they have allegories, so look into it. So another dream I had, I was with an old friend of mine, but he dead. He's been dead. We said Johnny King. We were in the storehouse, and I was walking around. Johnny King had came in the storehouse, and he looked good. He had lost weight. I seen him, and I was overjoyed. I ran and hugged him. And the man said, "You act like he was your brother or something." And I said, "Well, we was like brothers." He saw me and smiled and went and looked and take care of his business. He had put everything on the fight coming up with Moon. So they have a fight that's coming up with Moon. I had a dream before that. I couldn't remember the dream. Yeah, where the people's gathering around and doing something about the Moon. Moon, they always say the name of Moon, a person named Moon. Well, it put up everything on the fight coming up with Moon. He was letting me know. It was a big deal. I commented on his weight, and he said he was 750. Now he's at 1250. That's all I can tell you. I still didn't tell him about going down. He said he went up, but he was looking good. He hadn't lost weight. See, I'm just telling you what he was saying. He said I commented on his weight, and this is what he said. He said he was at 750. Now he's at 1250. He said he got serious and went to the doctor. I left out the storehouse with him, and he had on glasses, black short sleeve. He had on black shorts. He had on a pair of eyeglasses, black short sleeve shirt with white short pants on. So the top was black and the bottom was white. And we walked out. You know, it's like in the springtime. So next scene, we was in the vehicle. So when we was in the vehicle, I said, "Man, you got a lot riding on Johnny." I said, you have a lot riding on the Moon, Johnny. Just like that's what I said. So the next thing, while I was in this bus or truck driving, so he was the driver. I was just in the passenger seat. So we turned on the wrong way. So we was like backing up, and I see this man. Well, let me read the dream, then I'll tell it to you again. And so we was turned the wrong way. They had this man with a stop sign, or he's putting up a stop sign. He was putting it up. The traffic was about to move. Johnny sped up and he was backing up. Then he turned the corner on Washington Avenue, headed up. So we was on Ferret Street. And he backed up on Ferret and turned up Washington Avenue. And headed up Washington Avenue. The man who was putting up the stop sign saw him doing this, and he dropped the stop sign on me and grabbed me. But the vehicle was moving so fast, all he could do was just put the sign back up. I looked at him, he looked at me, and I started to put a curse on him, but I said, God bless you, which is still the same, and I woke up. So I'm going to tell you the dream again. Because this guy is a guy that I went to school with in 9th grade, way back, and I guess it was 1970. I'm thinking it was 1970. And he was a big old guy, man. This guy must have weighed about 300 pounds way back then. Yeah. Man, he dead. Now he been dead for a good little while. But anyway, so I was in the storehouse. So I saw him coming in the storehouse. And as he's coming in the storehouse, walking around, I said, Johnny Kane. That's what I said when I saw him. I said, Johnny Kane. And I said, man, he looked good. And I said, yeah, lost weight. So I seen him. I ran over there. I was overjoyed. I ran over there and hugged him. And the man said, you act like he was your brother or something. And I said, yeah, we was like brothers. He saw me and smiled and went in and took care, looked at me and smiled and went and took care of his building. But we was in the storehouse. So he goes like in another room and he talked to this man. And he had put, he about this man in the moon or something. And he said, he put all, I seen him say, put all the money on moon. And he was making a big old deal. And said he had put everything on a fight coming up with moon. And I heard him say, put everything on moon. And then he was letting me know that it was a big deal. So I commented on his weight as me and him walking out of the storehouse. I commented on his weight. And we walked from where he was betting at. He was still in the storehouse, walking out that door, but was headed outside. And so I commented on where he said, man, I commented on where he said he was 750. He didn't say pounds, and I said he was 750, and now he's at 1250. That's what he said, but he didn't say pounds. I'm just telling what he said. And he said he got serious and went to the doctor. So I left out the storehouse with him. He had on a pair of black eyeglasses, black short sleeve shirt, with white short pants on. That's what he had on. So we walked out. So next thing was in the vehicle. And I said, man, you have a lot, as we was driving, I said, man, you have a lot on this moon, Johnny. Just like I said, man, you have a lot on this moon, Johnny. That's what he said. And then, but we was in the truck and stuff driving. We was turned the wrong way. So as we turned the wrong way, I see this man standing on the corner of Washington and Ferret. It could be in Washington Avenue and Ferret Avenue. It could be in any fairways. It doesn't make a difference what country you're. Everybody should have a Washington Avenue or whatever. But anyway, so as the man standing on the corner messing with the stop sign, I see him in the traffic about to move. And so Johnny saw him too, but Johnny sped up, but we was turned the wrong way. So Johnny sped up, and when he sped up, he whipped the truck around, and whipped the truck around and made the truck go the right way up Washington Avenue. So that's what he did. So he speeded up. Johnny sped up and was backing up and turned on Washington Avenue. And the man was putting up the stop sign, saw him doing this. He saw me, I looked at him, saw him while he was doing it. And then so as he turned the corner, as Johnny King turned the corner to go up Washington Avenue, the man dropped the stop sign down on me to catch me. That's what he did, to try to stop me. And the stop sign grabbed me, but Johnny was going so fast that it couldn't do nothing. It just pull up because it was going so fast. Even though it helped me, it was going so fast. So the man looked at me and I looked at him. And I looked back at him, I started put a curse on. I said, nah. I said, God bless him. And which is the same thing. And I just left. I just left. Man, we just left and I woke up from that dream. Yeah, so, I mean, that was the dream. So people interpret that, they know exactly what that means. When all I do is wait. When I wait, Lord God will reveal it to me. Sometimes I ask him to, sometimes I just wait for it to come to pass. Because whatever it is, it's going to come to pass. It will. So the dream I had this morning, I seen this man sitting before, like, a man just sitting down like he was before Congress or before a meeting or something. And so as he was sitting down, he had this machine, this technology, this stamp. They had this technology, but it stamped slowly. It would go down medium fast, but it was slow to them. And it would go down and come up. It was square. You know, it would go down and come up. It would go down and come up. But the government or the Congress they was having a hearing on it. They wanted it, and they was having a hearing on it. So I seen the technology of the machine in the vision. Next they went off for break. You know how they have breaks, so they went off to break. Everybody left the room. Then it came back. The man still didn't agree with them. They came back and sit down. The man still didn't agree. Next scene, I seen a man up and seen a man standing up against the curtain. Man, he was sweating and he was panicking. I mean, he was sweating. He was sweating and he was panicking, like all of a sudden he had the sickness or something came over. Man. And he was saying, and he was sick with the coronavirus. Now they all was in panic mode. That's what happened. All I can do is say I was sitting with this man before Congress. He had this machine of technology, the stamp, but it was slow. The government or Congress wanted it. They was having a hearing on having the machine, for getting the machine from him. I seen the technology, the machine, and the vision. The God showed the machine was square, and he showed me it going down slow, coming up, going down slow, coming up. But they wanted the technology to make it go faster. That was what they wanted. So the next, they went to break. All of them went to break. Then they came back. The man still sit down before him, but he still didn't agree with them to give them the technology or the machine. All right. Next scene, I see him. He was back up against the curtains, and he was sick. I could see him sweating and panicking because he was sick. And then he was sick with the coronavirus. Now, they all was in panic mode. When they saw him sick, they knew how easy it was to catch. All of them was in panic mode. So those are all the dreams. I had one more dream, and that was more of a personal dream. So I'm not going to say that. So let's get on with it, because you know how fast time flies, man. I mean, time is going by so fast, and people are not paying attention. Well, some people are paying attention, but they're seeing how fast time is going, man. Because God has speeded up time. He told me, see, he has speeded up time 10 years. That's been years ago he told me that. But anyway, I have told you that before. So this morning, let me get on this, then we're going to go into the most serious stuff. This morning, of course, it's Sunday morning, the first day of the week. They call it Sunday morning. I listened to Jim Hagee and his son on television. Now, both of them are pastors, so one preach one sermon, the next one get up and preach the other sermon. But these men are undercover on the good white folks. That's what they are. They're undercover with it. Man, they're undercover, man. Them people don't have no God, and they have a form of God and denying the power thereof. So first the father, he gets up, the daddy, he gets up there. And so when he gets up there, he gonna go to Malachi. Now, he called himself, because, you know, I put it on there, and I know they read it and everything like that. When they pull up theirs, mine's right up under. on YouTube. Yeah, man, I'm telling people, man, them people preaching half truths and lies, and God, they've been regurgitating the same thing ever since I was coming up listening to them. It's still the same thing. They haven't changed that. They're still the same old lies and preaching the same old thing. You're going right along with their program. So, but today he's gonna go on Malachi, and he's talking about go on Malachi, and he preaching on man. Um, oh man. Man, I want to say exactly how he has said it. You let this come straight to me like that. But anyway, he picked, man, intimidated. That's right. He said, yeah, he's talking about nothing should intimidate you. But man, you're telling a lie. Because you should be intimidated by me. You should be afraid, and you should be very afraid of me. Why? Because the Lord God has given me that right. Okay, well, I'm not telling you everything. You know, I ain't going to tell you everything. Why? Because you're a heathen. You're an undercover heathen. You're a hypocrite. That's what you are. You're a hypocrite. Okay, all you're doing is preaching hypocrisy, because you're saying one thing and doing another. Yeah, just y'all can't see through that. Why? Because you're blind with a seducing spirit. You can't see that this man's a big hypocrite. This man sit down there and you look, all you got to do is look in the congregation, see how many people are sick. I see one man in there with leprosy, and he don't even know he had leprosy. And he talk about how he healed people and everything. Well, why you not healing them? Why? Or why they aren't being healed? You claim yourself to be of the law of God and one of what apostle, prophetess, or whatever. When the Lord God send people out, he send them out with the what? With the spirit of healing. They could heal people. But are you doing that? No. You still there preaching the same old lie. Then you're going to come talk about you should be intimidated of me. You should be very intimidated, because the Lord God said before the great and dreadful day of the Lord, I'm going to send you Elijah. But you don't believe that. All right, well, let's get into that for a minute. I'm not going to keep y'all long with this here, because I just have to do it because the Lord God said I have to do it. Okay, well, let's see. He said, remember, well, let's see. Malachi chapter 4, we'll read all of it, then we'll get down. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And in the day that cometh shall burn them up, say the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arrive with healing in his wings, and you shall go forth and grow up like calves of the stall. And you shall tread down the wicked, and there shall be ashes under the soles of your feet. And the day that I shall do this, say the Lord of hosts. What you say? You shall tread down the wicked, and it shall be under the soles of your feet. And the day I shall do this, say the Lord. Now, remember the law of Moses, my servant, which I command him in Horeb for all Israel with the statutes and the judgment. So that's to say, who are Israel? He's not of Israel. No, he's not. All right. So when you go to this paper right here, let's see Deuteronomy chapter 28 and Deuteronomy chapter 7 on the bit. That's what he's talking about. All right, so let's continue on, because this I'm going to put it in the. Well, let me finish. And behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of great dreadful day of the Lord. Now, I'm not Elijah because one day I decided to wake up. Oh, I'm going to be Elijah. I'm just going to name my Elijah. It wasn't like that. Lord God changed my name to Elijah. He did it. Now, I didn't do it on my own. He did it. And you know what comes with that name. All right, so let's finish. Let's finish. And it shall turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and the hearts of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. You see that? And he shall turn, what did he say? The Lord said, he shall turn the hearts of the children back to the fathers, and the father's hearts back to the children, lest I come and strike the earth with a curse. So who are the fathers? These are the fathers. The Testament of the 12 Patriarchs, this one's by Robert H. Charles. So who are the fathers? Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah. Issachar, Zebulun, Dan, and Naphtali, Gad. Those are our fathers, and they left us what? I'm talking to Israel. Israel know who they are. If you're in captivity, you're Israel. If the people downtrodden you and they steady on your back, you are Israel. So anyway, and so our fathers left everything, medicine, messianic hymn, exhortation of the last time, prophecy of the last time, what was going to happen to you, you was going to go in captivity, how long you was going to go in captivity, what was going to happen to you in captivity, what was going to become of you in captivity, and how you going to get out of captivity. So everything is in that our fathers left us. Everything is that our fathers left us. Now, but listen, this is the part that he should be very afraid of, because this is going on right now, right before your eyes. But you don't see that. Why? Because you're a hypocrite. Okay? You're dealing with hypocrisy. And it should turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, children hearts to their fathers. At least I come and smite the earth with a curse. Is the earth not being smited with a curse? Well, where do you think that comes from? All of a sudden one day the Lord God said, oh, go ahead, put a curse on it. It didn't happen like that, bro. It didn't happen like that. I'm telling and keep on telling for Israel to read of their fathers, turn their hearts back to the father. So get in the Testament of 12 patriarchs and learn of your fathers, what they left us, the exhortations that they left us, the warning against sins that they left us, and our fathers left us everything they left us. But you're not doing it. So what the Lord God did, he didn't put a curse. The earth, he said, let me say, well, I didn't want to stay here. I really didn't want to go here. Said, at least I come and smite the earth with a curse. So now is this coronavirus is not gone over all the world? Because he said the earth is going to be all over. It's going to get so worse and so bad that you ain't going to even be go outside your house. See, you're not understanding what's going on. You listen to these pastors and preachers and everything, people ain't going to be able to be in their church house because they're going to be afraid that they're going to catch that virus. That's how bad it's going to get. All right, well, you keep on watching. And it's a curse and it's been gone about. Now, so when the children's hearts start turning back to their fathers, they don't have nothing to worry about. Because they enter back in the bonds forever covenant, Deuteronomy chapter 28, and it tells you about the blessings. Once you repent and get back in the bonds of forever covenant, but tell you about the blessing, what he's going to do for you. But you still listen to those preachers, Jim had, then that's him. Then the son come up there. And the son talking about the borders. Subliminal messaging. He up there with those people and agreeing to put those walls on that border. But those walls are not to keep the Hispanic people out. Those walls are there to keep Americans in. Because when it start, they're going to want to leave America. But you know, you ain't going to be able to leave America, bro. You not. They ain't going to have nothing. See, like they stopped those planes from flying in from China. That's what they're going to do. And not going to be flying out and nothing going to be flying in. And man. And nothing going to be coming down from Mexico. No fools or nothing coming back down from Mexico to the United States. And Lord God going to destroy the food. I told you, man, I told you in the dream, I seen when I don't know, it was a meteorite or something, boy, they hit the heartland. And man, when they hit the heartland, told it all of it. I seen it go for food. Well, anyway, so that's what's coming on the earth. The Lord God didn't show me. Okay, well, I'm Elijah, and you know those curses are here. You know that one curse is here, right? All right, that's why all I can do is tell you. And so he up there talking about the marriage and everything like that. But what's wrong with Israel? Not with them, because they're heathen. That's where you learn these heathen things that you learn, the fornication and adulteries and all that. You learned that from them. Because when we came over, we was not a people like that. Okay, well, here we go. Banned from the Bible, 3 books in 1. That book, Enoch, Jubilee, Hash, J-A-S-H-R-S, Hash. You got to read that book first. Then Jubilee, second, then Enoch, third. And then when you read that book, the Lord God point blank tell you about what was going to happen to you, especially in the book of Jubilees, tell you what's going to happen to you when I really don't want to go that way because I haven't read that to you before. What is the greatest sin in Israel? Fornication. That's our greatest sin. That's sex sin. All right. And then what the Lord God tell you, say, this we tell, look what he said. This is what he gave to Moses. The book of Jubilees is little Genesis, the prophecy of Moses. But listen, let's read chapter 1, start at verse 7. Well, we can start at verse 6. It will come to pass when all these things come on them, they will recognize that I am more righteous than they in all their judgment and all their action. They will recognize that I have truly been with them. Write all these words of yourself, which I speak to you today, for I know their rebellion and their stubbornness before I brought them into the land. See? Lord God already knows stubborn, stiff-necked rebellion. Man, go speak to one of them old Christians. And they say they've been a Christian for 20 and 30 and 40 years. That's what that man named Jim Hagee, that's what he said. He's been in this thing for 30 years. Stubborn, stiff-necked, and rebel. And you're teaching the Lord God children to err. And you're going to pay for that. Oh, yeah, you're going to pay for it. You're paying for it now. You just don't know it. All right, I'm going to read that to you, too. You already been cursed. You've been cursed. All right, well, let's go. I brought into the land which I swore to their father, Abraham, and to Isaac and Jacob, saying, unto your offspring will I give the land flowing with milk and honey. They will eat and be satisfied. They will turn to strange gods, the gods that could not deliver them from any of their tribulation. And this witness should be heard for a witness against them. And that's what you're doing. You run into the hospital. Oh, Lord God, I did it too. Oh, Lord God, but I'm in church. Now, wait, I'm in church. And I'm a minister in the church house. I'm not just knowing anybody in the church house. Now I'm a minister in the church house. And I'm just sick as a dog. Running behind lies that have been taught by my fathers and my forefathers and all them lies. And getting sick as a dog, running to them to the doctor, and doctor give you more pills and more stuff, and you get more sicker. Why? Because you're not in the binds of forever covenant. Still running to the Lord God and telling Lord God, what's wrong with me? Why these things are coming upon me? Then Lord God was singing to Malachi. And Malachi, you go read what happened on Horeb. And Horeb singing to, this is what happened to me. And Horeb sent me to Deuteronomy chapter 20. And then when I got to Deuteronomy chapter, I said, oh, that's what it is. That's why these curses are coming upon me. And then he sent me to the book of Isaiah. Then I learned that it was a covenant that I had to be keeping. And then as I started keeping the covenant, those curses started being lifted off me as time went on. I stayed in the Holy Covenant. He tried me, and those curses left off me. So well, listen, let me see. All right. They will eat and be satisfied. They will turn to strange gods that could not deliver them from any of their tribulation. And this witness should be heard for a witness against them. They will forget all my commandments. See that? They will forget all my commandments and all that I command them. And they will walk in the ways of the Gentile after the uncleanness and after their shame. And they will serve their gods. And these will prove to them offense and a tribulation and a sickness and a trap. And that's where you are at. But you don't want to listen to me. You want to listen to Jim Hagee and T.D. Jakes and Clefo Dollar and Joyce Myers and Amu Womack and Pat Robinsons and all these big-time people. But let me tell you what's going to happen to you. You got to listen to me. But I'm going to tell you anyway. And you don't have to believe me, but I'm going to tell you anyway. When you go to these conferences, what these that's all they say. They got a conference come up and you register for these conferences and say, so you're gonna go into these conferences and guess what's gonna happen to you? One person gonna walk in there with that coronavirus and they ain't even know it had it, and they're gonna walk in there and all y'all gonna be doing what? Networking, as you call it, networking, taking care of business. And boy, all y'all gonna get sick, just like that. That's how fast the Lord God can work. I'm just telling you what's going to happen. And then once you find out that's happening, then they're going to start dropping off. And then they're going to be wanting the knowledge of God more than, oh, praise the Lord. Let's give God prayer and praise. And then the Lord God will come back and be caught up with him and God him. Out we go. That foolishness. Don't worry, I was there with that same foolishness, believing those lies. But only people that are going to be caught up, who's going to be caught up in the heaven with the Lord God? His elite. Or his elect going to be caught up with him. That's what he said. And then the other ones, how we going to travel? The other ones, how they going to travel? They're going to take hold of angels, hold up the hands of those angels, and they're going to be in the wilderness. Where the Lord God told me he's going to bring them back to the wilderness. You got to read all of it, man. Stop listening to what these people telling you and go read and learn. Once you get back in the bonds of forever coming, the Holy Ghost teaching and leading all truth to righteousness for His name's sake. You don't go to church house for listening to no preaching and everything. Lord God sent His word to you in many ways. But you're in the church of the world, you're going to see. You're going to see. And more than that going to happen. Because like the Lord God said, you're stubborn, stiff-necked, and rebellious. And you just keep on standing. And I have people that can still stay there. I'm holding on to my faith. And then it's going to come to a time when you're going to really see if you're holding on to your faith when they have them guillotines ready. Yeah, well, I'm just telling you what I know. I ain't telling you what I think I know or what I believe. I'm telling you what I know. All right, well, okay, well, let me see. All right, so I'm stopping at that. Well, let me read a little more. Verse 10, many will perish, they will be taken captive, they will fall into the hands of the enemy because they have forsaken my laws and my commandments. You don't do that. And my festivals of my covenant. See, you don't do those things. And my Sabbaths, my holy place, which I have made holy for myself in their presence. My tabernacle, my sanctuary, what I have made holy for myself in the midst of the land, that should set my name on it, that it should reside there. And so what, and then it goes on said, so that's in the first chapter of the book of Jubilees. But you go to the second chapter of Jubilees, and it tells you about the covenant. You learn what the covenant is, when it started, how it started, and what it's about. But anyway, so you listen to these men, the pastors and preachers and teaching that thing, and they ain't doing nothing but teaching you lies, because that's what they done to me. And I know if they done it to me, they're doing it to you. I see it on television all the time. I hear people talking about it and say, well, Elijah, how you know that? Well, I'm going to tell you how I know that. Not just because you steadily doing it. When those little children start losing their teeth, you tell them what? The tooth fairy. And what is tooth fairy? A fallen angel, a wicked demon that you have, and you teach them the lie right there. That's one of the lies you teach them straight up. What is another lie to teach them? Santa Claus. Christmas and Santa Claus, that's another lie. So you're the one teaching the, and then you go in the pastor and preacher, they what? Regurgitating those lies and enforcing those lies. Christmas trees, and you go to church, I'll have all these Christmas ornaments and all like that. But that's not of God. Easter. Now you're going to go there and you're going to what? Put on your nice fine raiment. Like that's who you worship. You worship fine raiment. And that's the day for you to go buy fine raiment. Because I did it too when I was young. My parents taught me that lie too. And put on your fine raiment. I had to have tailor-made clothes. Back then it was cheap. Then you go get your tailor-made clothes done. And you go right there and you go to church where on Easter Sunday. Serving that false God. Serving that demon. You're not keeping the Passover. You're not. And you just go, so you go right on ahead. And who teaching you these pastors and these preachers and those teachers and everything? That what they teaching you lies, and for you to get entangled in what? That hypocrisy. And they're nothing but big old hypocrite. Jim Hagee and the son, both of them are hypocrite. The daddy taught the son to be a hypocrite. And then the son gonna teach his children how to be a hypocrite. And that's what happened to me. They didn't know it. They didn't do it intentionally. If they would have known, they would have done better. Because after a while, my mom and my dad knew better, and they taught me better. Well, I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. And then when I grew up, did my children lost their teeth, and I put money on their pillow too. Doing that lie. And now, when I growed up, I told her, baby, I taught you wrong. I told my children, I taught y'all wrong. And I'm sorry for doing that. And then I went and gave them this book right here. Banned from the Bible, 3 books in one. Book Enoch, Jubilee, and Ash. And I gave them the book. And I told them to read the book, and Daddy's sorry. But you're not doing that. You got all them people in that church houses and still teaching them lies. Teaching them the error from the truth. And you're going to pay for that. Yeah, you're going to pay for that. Now, let me get on. So I wasn't supposed to even go that route. But that has something to do with it. So I have this friend of mine that I know, and he's a young man, and he wants to, well, I can't say friend, a brethren, put it that way, a brethren that I know. And the brethren, he going to give me on YouTube. It's on YouTube. It's called the Israelis News, and they had two parts in that. But the first part that I listened to, I was listening to it, and I got cut off, and I went to the second part. But in the second part, they had this man that was really a Jew, and it really warmed my heart to hear him speak. And so as he was speaking, he was telling about how they were supposed to go back in that land. And it was prophesied that they weren't supposed to go back in that land. So that's what he said. But I'm looking for it right now. And so what they did was they went back in the land. And they wasn't supposed to. It's called the Rabbi of the Pure Hearts. Let me see. Rabbis of the Pure Heart. The Rabbi of the Pure Hearts inside Levi, Torah, and the Fifth Estate. That's what it said. So you go listen to that. It said, Rabbi of the Pure Hearts, and inside the Torah, the Fifth Estate. So I listened to him, and man, he started explaining to it, and he got it. He really had it. He know it. And he's telling about what true Jews are, and that he really is a true Jew from what he says. Now, I don't know what he's doing, but what he says, and if he's doing that, he truly is a Jew. And he told us that y'all weren't supposed to go back in the land. The prophet stated that you're not supposed to go back in that land and take over that land, which he did. Now, he didn't put himself in trouble because most likely he was born in that land with his parents. And so as he learned the truth, what truly the truth is, now he in that land, trapped with those people who really run there, the Teutonic Jews, and man, them people running everything. And these people have to fear for their life because there's going to come a time, because the Antichrist, that people don't understand, they got three. You have the false Messiah, the Antichrist, the false Messiah, the Antichrist. What that third one is? It's going to come to me. But anyway, so you have these three things. So the false Messiah, where he going to show up at? He's going to show up at in Jerusalem. And then you have the Antichrist, come on, man, and the false prophet. All these three going to be together, man. You're going to have the false Messiah. He's going to show up in Jerusalem and claim that temple. Now, that's prophecy. That is prophecy. Man, I can't think which one of them is. It might be a Paul Bartholomew or something. It's on YouTube. And I have, it's on YouTube. Let me see if I can see it right fast. I'll tell you which one it is. But it's on YouTube, and they tells you, man, it comes straight out and tell you, what's going to happen. How Elijah and Enoch gonna return, and they're gonna be I'm Elijah too, man. You think they only have one Elijah, two Elijahs? Come on, bro. You know how that works. It's the spirit that you have that the Lord God gives you, and it's more to me than what you think. But anyway, so look, you got the Bible Vaga prophecies. Then you have the Saint Heragard prophecies. Yeah, man, you got to read these things. Mother Shipton prophecies. So you have to listen to these prophecies, even whether you accept them or not. Listen to them. Then you got the Apocrypha of Peter. Then you have, you got the Apocrypha. You got the Vision of St. Paul. So when you listen to these Apocrypha, you have the Gospel of Bartholomew, the Acts of Paul and Thecla, and the Lost Book of the Bible. That's a hit. All these books are what you say. But anyway, so as I was listening to him, you understand these prophecies because God tell you what is true and what is not. The Holy Spirit let you know, and you know when you hear the truth. And why? Because you can hear the truth and you go right there in prophecy and find the truth. It's there. If the man speaking the truth, it's in prophecy. And it's written down and you can go find it because it's the truth. But anyway, so let me get back to it. So when he was talking about how they told him not to go in the land and do all those things, but he already over there. And he in a situation, and him and others that are true Jews. Now these true Jews are in a situation because they're over there in that land. They know they don't belong in that land. then you have those Tumanic Jews and those other Jews. I don't know all of them. I don't know all of them because God just now bring me into the Tumark Jews and all those different Jews and those sects just now get me into it. But anyway, so as he says that there these people, when he speak those type of words, these people wants to kill him, which I know is the truth because I've been over there and I know how they are. And so all you can do is just, it's going to go well with him. As long as he stay in the binds of forever covenant, it's going to go well with him. It's going to. I'm sorry that he's over there into that situation. But have a prayerful heart. Keep praying. And you got to be there. You have to be there in order for to throw it in their face and let them know that they're wrong. So you're not there for nothing. There's a reason and purpose for everything under the sun. And so don't worry about it. We're going to be together one day. See, Israel and the true Jews, they're going to be together again one day. Just keep watching, wait. So now, after I listened to him and learned that they do have true Jews, next I read, because this the brother gave me, Khalil. That's what he gave me. And then he gave me the Noahide laws prophesied in the Bible. Because the man told him, said, he cannot see the beheadings and everything and all that unless the Antichrist unless the Antichrist is a Jew, which he is. But you got to understand, the false Messiah, you say, unless the false Messiah is a Jew. I think he is. I think he is. I think from listening to the prophecies, just listening to the prophecies and reading the different prophecies that yeah, he's a Jew. But you gotta understand, they got the false Messiah, you got the Antichrist, so you got the Antichrist and the one that's born of this woman. All this thing came to a head. Then you know the false Messiah come out through the false prophet come through the Catholic Church. So we know all this thing. But anyway, back to Noahide law. So he says in the Noahide laws that these laws that they're going to enforce, which they can easily enforce. People act like it's such a hard thing for them to enforce that, but they can easily enforce those laws. The Noahide laws, that's what they call. And they're doing this right here in New York City because they just finished having that on there last month where all these people got together in Madison Square Garden, all these Tumanic Jews or tumultuous Jews, I can't pronounce it right because they haven't got into it real good. And how these Jews got together and how they got these guillotines that already in America and these guillotines already in Saudi Arabia. And when you don't accept these laws, which is the mark of the beast, when you don't accept these laws, they're going to behead you. I told you, man, Long already told me in a dream that the judgment is already here. It's already set. And you're going to have to either accept it or reject it. So if you accept it, then you're going to have to live those sinful laws. And if you reject it, then they're going to behead you. Take the mark and live, or take the mark. Yeah, either way you go, take the mark and die, or don't take the mark and die. But either way it go. But we know that if you don't take that mark, that you're going to live. It's going to go well. Well, they might behead. The Lord God told you, don't fear those who only can destroy the body, but fear him that can destroy body and soul. So where you find that at is called the Noahide laws prophesied in the Bible, and it's the Israelis News Live. Repeat that. The Noah, because you can go and listen to yourself and have a better understanding, which I can explain to you. It's called the Noahide laws, Noahide laws, Laws, prophesied in the Bible. That's what the name of it. And so I suggest that let's go listen to it. I'm not gonna play it on there because it's on YouTube, and both of those things are on YouTube. And go listen to them. Get more knowledge, wisdom, understand. Learn up more of the prophecy and see how these prophecies are gonna be fulfilled. Because I told you, got the church house, synagogues, and sanctuary. All these people got to do is say, for instance, say one Sunday, because I know they have on Sunday, or they give one of these big gatherings, like they give for these pastor and preacher, and they have them people right there, all men, all soldiers come there, right then and there now, and then they approach you and ask you, say, what law are you keeping, and what are you doing? And right there, they can lead you straight to the guillotine. Or in the church house, they can come right there at that church house door, surround that door with their weapons and automatic weapons and things like that. And as you come out, they ask you the question. So don't act like it's a hard thing. It's not a hard thing for them to do that. Man, there's so many ways they can do that. If you go in the military, man, they got so many ways that they can do these things. And you're not understanding. Not understanding. Just like the pastors, the head guy was preaching half truths today, talking about what is impossible for man is possible with God. And if it's God doing it, who can stop it? If it's that's God's will to chastise and punish those who refuse to accept this covenant, well, then that's where it is. All I can do is give it to you like the law of God is giving it to me. Once you get back in the bond forever covenant, man, you find out all these things. You find out. Now, it's really, it's not that hard, man. It's not that hard for these things to come up on you. It's not. Okay. All right. I was going to read to you in the Ecclesiasticus. And the Ecclesiasticus, they have the things that's going to happen unto us because we refuse to keep God's law and keep God's commandments. Well, watching for the riches consumeth the flesh, and the care thereof drive away sleep. Because you have a lot of people have gone along with Donald Trump ways. But just because you go along with a man's ways and it seems like it's going good, but one day you're going to have to answer that. Just like I see T.D. Jakes, Cleford. I don't know I've seen him do it. But I know I've seen T.D. Jakes, Joyce Meyer, and the Hagee, Jim Hagee. And I see them drawing up these signs. Gail King, she drew up the sign too. I see Wendy Williams draw up that sign. And they do it, and while they preaching stuff, and you're not paying attention to the hand gestures and things. You're not paying attention. And it's all of them throwing up them signs. I see Jim Hagee throw up the Baptist sign with them 2 fingers and that thing. That's what I seen him do in one of his videos now. And then the OK sign, I seen T.J. Jake throw that up there, Gail King throw that up there, and all these people out there. But one day, it's going to come. It's going to come on. Because you different. You're Israel. I'm talking about the blacks. You're Israel. And so that punishment going to come unto you much more faster than the heathen because you're supposed to know better. All right. Well, all I can do is give it to you like that. And so now everybody's against Nick Romney because Nick Romney didn't go along with Trump. Trump is evil and wicked. Why would he go along with that man? Okay, well, all I can do is give it to him there. All right, so we go on to chapter 31, the book of Ecclesiasticus, and that's this book. Let me get it for you. Because my time only got 10 minutes left. I didn't talk and didn't give you anything. The Apocrypha. And so we go on to chapter 31, and it's called the Ecclesiasticus, chapter 31. This is what it says. Watching for the riches consumeth the flesh, and the care thereof drive away sleep. Watching care will not let a man slumber, and a soul disease break his sleep. The rich has great labor in gathering riches together, and when he resteth, he is filled with his delicates. The poor man labor in his poor estate, and when he leaveth off, he is still needed. He that loveth gold should not be satisfied. He that loveth gold should not be justified. And he that followeth corruption shall have enough thereof. See? He that loveth gold should not be justified. And he that followeth corruption shall have enough thereof. Gold has been the ruin of many, and their destruction was present. It is a stumbling block unto them that sacrifice unto it, and to every fool should be taken their what? To repeat it. It is a stumbling block unto them that sacrifice unto it, and every fool should be taken their what? Blessed is the rich that is found without blemish, and he have not gone after gold. Who is he, and he will call him blessed? For wonderful things have he done among his people. Who have been tried thereby and was found perfect? Then let him glorify who might offend, or have not offended, or done evil and have not done it. I'll repeat that. Who have been tried thereby and found perfect? Then let him glory who might offend and have not offended, or done evil and have not done it. His good shall be established, and the congregation shall declare his alms, or his alms. Congregation shall declare his alms. If thou sit at a bountiful table, be not greedy upon it, and say not there is much meat on it. Remember that the wicked eye is an evil thing, and what is created more wicked than an eye. Therefore he weepeth upon every occasion. Stretch not thy hand whatsoever it looketh, and thrust it not with him into the ditch. Judge of thy neighbor by thyself. Judge of thy neighbor by thyself. And be discreet in every point. Eat as it becometh man those things which are set before thee, and devour not, lest thou be hated. Leave off first for manners' sake, and be not unsatiable, lest thou offend. When thou sittest among many, reach not thy hand out first of all. A very little is sufficient for a man well nurtured, and he fetches not his wind short upon his bed. Sound sleep coming from moderate eating, and riseth early, and his wits are with him. But the pain of watching and clower, and pains of the belly are with the unsettled man. If thou hast been forced to eat, arise, go forth, vomit, and thou shalt have rest. My son, hear me and despise me not. And at last thou shalt find, as I told thee, and all thy works be quick, so shall there be no sickness come unto thee. Whosoever is liberal of his meat, men shall speak well of him, and the report of good housekeeping will be believed. But against him that is niggard of his meat, the whole city shall murmur, and his testimony of the niggeration should not be doubted of. That's what it said. See, that's why I don't say it no more. I used to love to say it. But since when I found out what it truly means, what it truly is, I don't see it. Don't see it. All right. Show not thy validness in wine, for wine hath destroyed many. The furnace proveth the age by dipping. So do wine the hearts of the proud by drunkenness. Wine is good as life to a man, but if it be drunk moderately, what life is then to a man that is without wine? For it was made to make men glad. Wine measurably drunk in a season bringing gladness of the heart and cheerfulness of the mind. But wine drunken with the excess make bitterness of the mind, and a brawling and quarreling. Drunkenness increased the rage of a fool till he offend. It diminish strength and make it wounds. Rebuke not the neighbor at the wine, and despise him not his mirth, and give him no despiteful words, and press not upon him with urging him to drink. So, Man. Um, the reason why I'm reading these things because you need to know these things. You out there thinking that it's gonna go well. It's gonna go well with them that are rich, and you think riches is the answer, but it's not. That's not the answer. Lord God tell you what the answer in Deuteronomy chapter 28. All right, well, let's finish reading. Let's finish reading. My time is almost up anyway. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll do better next time and not take so much time with that rebuking. But I have to rebuke because if you don't rebuke these people, they're gonna keep on going and going on, going on. And then you're gonna find yourself in a situation which you're already in. You're not gonna know the matter and how to sustain yourself in the time of the time that is at hand now. Okay, all right. Let's see. Uh, because all right, many have sinned for a small matter. So that's we're gonna chapter Ecclesiasticus chapter 27. Ecclesiastes chapter 27. And another thing that people don't understand, the reason why Israel, black people, don't call yourself African American, man, because you're not African American. You're black and you're Israel. And the reason why our people going through so much, because first of all, we don't know who we are. And then when we, just like the scripture said, then when we get satisfied with meats and things and we think we have reached a certain status, we forget who we are. And we go right along with those heathen. And then till the devil come and that's what he does. Devil, man, tell you over and over again, because it happened to me when I was young. The devil gets you to do things, and once you do them, then the devil gonna turn on you. That's how he does. That's how he is, man. Bill Crosby, T.D. Jakes, Gail King, Oprah, and all those people. Watch, just keep watching. R. Kelly. Well, you do the devil's bidding, then the devil gonna turn on you. But what have you do? You have to give the devil all his stuff back, all the monies, the clothes, the house, and everything that you got from doing that. What you're doing, give all that away. What profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Come on, man. That's why the Lord God told a rich man, you go all that you have, go give that away. Go give it away. All right, well, you keep it. You keep it, it's going to destroy you. It's destroying you now, but you're not, it's just eating you up. I'm looking at it, eating y'all up. And then y'all want to emulate like y'all white, like y'all the heathen, like you're not Israel, or you better than Israel, but you're not. You're not. All these things are bad upon you, but you're going to see. Let's keep on, you're going to see. Chapter 27. Many have sinned for a small matter, and he that seeketh for abundance will turn his eyes away. As a nail sticketh fast between jointing of stones, so do sin stick close between buying and selling. See? It's the same thing. And that's just like when I read to you in, let's see if I can find the book. Just like I read to you in the Knox of Gods about Thomas More, and Thomas point blank said, there's no businessman and merchant should enter into the kingdom of heaven. No businessman and merchant shall be invited should enter into the laws of the feast. That's what it says. All right, anyway, so it says, as a small nail sticketh fast between the joining of stone, so do sins stick close between buying and selling. Unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the law, his house shall soon be overthrown. As when one sifted a small sieve and and the refuse remained. As one when sifted forgive me. As if it was with a sieve, the refuse remaining. So the filth of a man in his talk. So who that sound like? So it's a filth of a man in his talk. What that sounds like. The furnace proveth the potter's vessel, so the trial of a man in his reason. The fruit declared of the tree have been dressed, so is the utterance of a conceit in the heart of man. See, the fruit declared if the tree have been dressed, so the utterance of a conceit in the heart of man. Praise no man before thou hearest him speak, for this is the trial of men. If thou followest righteousness, thou shalt obtain her and put her on as a glorious long robe. The birds will result unto their light. See, the birds will result unto their light. So shall truth return unto them that practice in her. So shall the truth. So all truth unto them that practice in her. You gotta forgive me, I didn't mark over that bird. So shall truth return unto them that practice in her. As the lion lieth in wait for the prey, so sin for them that worketh iniquity. Oh, this was going on. The discourse of a godly man is always with wisdom, but a fool changes as the moon. That's the moon dream. That's part of the moon dream. That we say the discourse of a godly man is always with wisdom, but a fool changes as the moon. If thou be among the indiscreet, observe the time, and be continually among men of understanding. See what it say? If thou be among the indiscreet, observe the time, but be continually among men of understanding. The discourse of fools is irksome, and their sport is in the wantonness of sin. The talk of him that sweareth much maketh the hair stand upright, and their brows make one stop his ears. See? The talk of him that sweareth much maketh the hair stand upright, and their brows make one stop his ears. The strife of the proud is bloodshed, and the reviling of grievous to the ear. Whoso discovers secret loses his credit. Whosoever discovered secrets loses his credit, and shall never find friend to his mind. Love thy friend and be faithful unto him. But if thou bewrest his secret, follow no more after him. For as a man hath destroyed his enemy, so hast thou lost the love of thy neighbor. As one that letteth a bird go out of his hands, so hast thou let thy neighbor go, and shall not get him again. Follow after him no more, for he is too far off, and he is a roe escaped out of the snare. All I can do is give it to you like this is wisdom speaking. This is her speaking, telling you what to do, because you're in that situation now. You're in that situation now. Not just with the president, but all those who follow him. All right. All those who choose his ways. Okay. Follow after him no more, for he is too far off, and his roe escaped out of the snare. And as for a wound, it may be bound up, and after revealing there may be reconciliation. But he that beware secret is without hope. He that winketh with the eyes worketh evil, and he knoweth him will depart from him. He that winketh with the eye worketh evil, and he that knoweth him will depart from him. When thou art present, he will speak sweetly, and will admire thy words, but at last he will write his mouth and slander thy saying. That's what's happening now, man. It was to say, when thou art present, he will speak sweetly, and will admire thy words, but at last he will write his mouth and slander thy sayings. I have hated many things, but nothing like him, for the Lord will hate him. See that? I have hated many things, but nothing like him, for the Lord will hate him. See, that's what you don't understand, like I told you before. Let me say, Lord God say, yeah, it said what he said. I create darkness and form the light. I make peace and create evil. I, Lord God, does all these things. Shall evil be done in the land? I have not done it. That's what the Lord God tells you. That's punishment. All right, well, we know about this then. Whosoever casts a stone on high casts it on his own head, and a deceitful stroke shall make wounds. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein. He that setteth a trap shall be taken therein. He that worketh mischief, it shall fall upon him, and he shall not know whence it cometh. And that's what's going on. All right, well, we'll finish seeing. Mockery and reproach are from the proud, but vengeance as a lion shall lie in wait for them. See, mockery and reproach are from the proud. Do we know this? The mockery and reproach? Who does that? Okay. But vengeance as a lion shall lie and wait for him. All right then. They that rejoice at the fall of the righteous shall be taken in a snare, and anguish shall consume them before they die. Because that's what they done to Mitt Romney. All right, let's see. They that rejoice at the fall of the righteous shall be taken in a snare, and anguish shall consume them before they die. Malice and wrath, even these are abomination, and a sinful man shall have them both. Malice and wrath, even these are abomination, and a sinful man shall have them both. So who you know have malice and wrath together? And he's a sinful man. But you don't look at it that way. No, you don't look at it that way. Well, I should have read more, and I'm sorry for that. I had to get on now. I had to put 6 minutes overtime. I'm sorry because I had to get on Hagee, because more than just get on Hagee is to let you know why this plague this curse have become all over the world, and it's gonna continue going all over the world until you do what? Until you what? Turn your horse back to the father's horse back to the children. So who are the fathers? Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher, and Joseph and Benjamin. Those are our fathers. So the Lord God told us, if your heart don't turn back to them, then I will strike the earth with a curse. So the curse has now gone about. And then what is this? Not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit. So once you get back, Deuteronomy 28, so he said, humble yourself before the throne of grace, call on the holy name, Lord God Jesus, whose name is excellent. Repent with your whole heart, keep all his commandments, not just 9, all of his commandments, enter back in the bonds of forever covenant. Be baptized in Jesus' name that you may receive the gift of promise, the Holy Ghost, and things will go well with you. That's what this is about. So you got to do these things. It's much more, but hopefully I'll have some more for you tomorrow. I might make another video. I don't think I'll make a video today. Man, let the Lord will be done, not my own. But anyway, this is not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit. Still go hand out your 300 copies. Not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, say the Lord of hosts, and I'm Elijah. Until next time.